One of the most important safety aspects of any tyre is the ability to bring the vehicle to a complete stop in the shortest distance possible. To replicate this, all tyres are tested over a wet surface. The vehicle's cruise control is set to 100 km/h for consistency, and once the test driver reaches a set marker of the braking lane, the vehicle is brought to a stop as quickly as possible using the ABS brakes. Each tyre is put through a series of 6 runs and then measured to determine the average braking distance. The tyre's braking abilities will be tested on a larger SUV, the Toyota Prado. The Cooper SRX would be the first off the mark, recording an average braking distance of only 51.3 metres. Following the Cooper SRX was brand G, recording an average stopping distance of 51.61 metres. Next was brand D, with an average stopping distance of 53.1 metres. Brand K took the longest to stop with an average stopping distance of 57.42 metres. You can see in the results that the braking distances of the tyres tested on the larger Prado are closer together. However, the Cooper Tyres SRX still stopped 6.1 metres sooner than the worst performing brand. We asked evaluator and SDT test driver Joel Nielsen how the competitor tyres felt through testing the wet braking compared to the Cooper SRX.
The most remarkable difference is as I turn in at the bottom of the hill at about 105 kilometres an hour into the puddles, the first tyre I was working the steering wheel really hard and it was disconcerting. And the Cooper tyre is just phenomenally, dependable there. And then under brakes, look, the results have shown the distances are shorter, but it's that stability. The tyre also feels heavier. You can just feel the plies, the carcass strength of the tyre.
The test driver evaluated the difference in handling characteristics when driving the vehicle through the obstacle evasion course at 70 km/h. In a real-world situation, this test replicates if you were to swerve to avoid multiple obstacles and then drastically return back into your lane. This test is conducted to evaluate how the tyres respond to the driver's input. Next was the Cooper SRX on the larger Toyota Prado. Again, the test driver was able to keep the vehicle composed and in control through the entire course. Brand D was able to hold out through the majority of the course, but unable to negotiate the second last marker. We asked Joel how it felt behind the wheel after driving competitor brand G down the obstacle evasion course compared to the Cooper SRX.
Mate, I was nervous, heart in the mouth down through there because we've turned off all the stability and traction control. I don't want to roll this vehicle, and we were getting it close to lifting a wheel up off the ground. So I was nervous, I was apprehensive.
So what do you think that's going to mean for the end consumer out there who's driving every day?
It's at that sudden emergency, the sudden steering input, the swerve for the kangaroo, the dodge the pothole, that one turns and one doesn't go where you think it's going to go. So the Cooper tyre hung on and this one's not.
The evasive lane change is to simulate having to avoid an obstacle by dramatically changing lanes and returning back at speed. Now in the Toyota Prado on the Cooper SRX. Let's listen to Joel talk us through the competitor tyre run.
Yeah, a little bit apprehensive as to what's going to happen here. So accelerate up, I'll start at 50 kilometres an hour. Steering it to the right, oh my God. Steering it back. Okay.
Now the run on the Cooper SRX.
So we're on the Cooper SRX tyre, coming towards our high-speed lane change. Going to steer fast to the right. Oh, that's much more stable. Turning it back. I could dramatically feel the difference between the two tyres there. Apparently from the outside, the other tyre was lifting up off, the front tyre was lifting up off the ground on the competitor tyre.